Rangers have posted a big loss this year of 14.8 million, which is very bad news. However, it is down from last year's 17.2 million, so I guess in some sort of weird way, it could be considered good news. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Now, I'd argue that it's never good to lose money, but is it good when you're posting a loss that is less than the previous year? Well, that's the question that Rangers need to answer. Initially, I seen Rangers, they posted the loss of 14.8 million, and I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. That's a big loss for Rangers. But then I read the article, and it turns out that last year they were actually down 17.2 million, so it's not good. But I guess if you're a glass half full kind of guy, you could argue that it's 2.4 million less than last year, which is better than nothing. But still, it is not great. So the Ibrox club's annual accounts were highlighted, and Rangers have posted a loss for this year of 14.8 million, down from last year's 17.2 million in their accounts to year-end June 2025, despite record revenues of 94.1 million, which is up from 7% from last year's 88.3 million. The Ibrox club's annual accounts highlight reduced operating expenses, down 4% to 92.2 million, and a £2.7 million profit before player trading, which is up from a loss of 2 million in 2023-2024 and a loss of 5.5 million in 2022-2023. In the 9 years since getting promoted from the Championship to the Premiership, it is only the second time that Rangers have recorded a profit before player trading. The other occasion was after their run to the Europa League final in 2021-2022. The player trading figure does not include the transfer fees received for Hamza Egamani, Yefte Ridvan Yilmaz and Cyril Dessers, who were all sold after the end of the financial year. So, yeah, I mean, Rangers, I guess, then, the run to Europa League final, they probably, I can't remember back then, but I'm assuming they did sell some key players that brought in some decent money, and that'll be why the player profit trading was up back then. If you're getting to a final, then that is automatically going to add money. That's going to add value to your squad and to your team and to individual players in your team. So that does make sense. Now, the annual report stated, quote, "We've achieved record revenues for the second consecutive year, reduced our cost base and delivered a pre-player trading profit. That's created a more stable platform to invest again in the team and infrastructure as the club moves into its next phase of growth. While player trading remains an area where we can further strengthen our financial performance, the sales completed post-year end show that investments made in previous windows are beginning to support our business model and give us confidence in the future." End of quote. So Rangers here at least sounding confident that they're heading in the right direction and that they're doing the right things and that their business model is working and that the future looks bright for them. At least that's what this report and the spokesperson speaking, that's what things would suggest. As they try to establish financial stability after years dominated by heavy losses, Rangers' cash balance shows a significant increase from a year ago when it stood at just 1.7 million. That number is now 38.5 million as a result of the injection of finance from the new owners after the club was taken over by Andrew Kavanagh and his group of investors in May. The report adds, quote, "The new equity investment completed in May has given us a strong base to continue investing in the team, our facilities and our long-term future. Our focus is on maintaining that balance, investing on the football front while strengthening the club's financial footing over the medium term." End of quote. Now, it is understood that the club is continuing to pay off at least one and probably two former managers. Russell Martin and Philippe Clement, with the latter who joined Norwich City this week. Russell Martin is still looking for a job, and based on his performances at Rangers, I wouldn't be surprised if it takes him a long time to get one. His reputation really is in a mess right now. But yeah, no, I think Russell Martin, the guy has had numerous jobs before. He'll probably work again, but I think it's going to take a while. I doubt he's just going to be able to shit talk his way into a job after the performance in the way he did at Rangers. It was embarrassing. Anyway, Danny Role's in now, so we'll see what Rangers do going forward. But according to these reports, the reports have put like a positive spin on this. Now, whether it's positive or not, I would argue that losing 14.8 million cannot be positive, but the reports are saying that Rangers have had a positive player trading base for the second time in only 13 years. They've got more money now. The club's worth more now than it was last year, which I think makes sense because the 49ers and Andrew Kavanagh went there last year, and there's talks of Rangers just moving forward and being in a good place. So yeah, no, maybe that's true. Maybe that's legit. I would need to do a deep dive into the numbers, and even then, I doubt I'm going to understand it. I don't have any connections to Rangers. I don't have any financial stake at Rangers. But losing 14.8 million can never be a good thing. But when you're profiting on the player sales, when you're making more money than you're spending on players, then that is a good thing, as long as you're not weakening the squad to the extent where you're basically just stripping the squad of all its quality and then replacing it with shite. And you could argue Rangers have actually done that. You look at the player, they've spent a lot of money. I mean, you look at Shermity, you look at Miovski, to bring in those two strikers, you're probably talking the best part of about 12 million to bring in those two, and they've done absolutely nothing. So it's disastrous for Rangers in terms of the transfer window. Even though they may have made a profit in terms of player sales, the squad is massively weaker compared to what it was last year. So they can be doing better financially, but in terms of the squad and in terms of performances, I think they've dropped off big time from last year. But they've got a chance to keep their winning run going under Danny Role. It's 3 wins in a row in the league. He's got a chance to make it 4 in a row this weekend. They play Livingston. The last 10 meetings, Rangers have won 9 of them with only 1 draw. Rangers have kept 6 clean sheets in those 10 games, scored 25 goals compared to Livy's 4. So over the last 10 games, Livy are averaging 0.4 goals per game. That's shocking. That is shite. Rangers are averaging 2.5 goals. So, yeah, I think that Danny Role and Rangers probably will win again, and I think it'll be 4 in a row, but we'll have to wait and see. As for these reports, some good, some bad, a bit in the middle, I guess. In the end, Rangers, another big 14.8 million loss, but they're up in player sales, so I guess that's a positive. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you in the next one. BaneFog Football. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.